First Unitarian Church of Providence. Good morning.
Good morning.
We are here. We are holding this place, drawing on all the love and spirit and power in this congregation, this church that is determined and present for all that lies before us. Here for each other, here for you, and here for the larger world that we have so much to offer. In this spirit of commitment and abundance, welcome to our 2020 Water Communion Ingathering service. We celebrate, we rededicate ourselves to each other, to this faith, and the shared ongoing journeys of our lives. You have sent real or virtual water to us in the past couple of weeks, and so we hope you have your own bowl of water with you right now for the service, because you will need it. Nothing can stop us from gathering these waters, from blessing them, from adding some to what we keep year to year. As always, we will use this water for the blessings and dedications that we hold throughout the year ahead. Water, source of life, all you who are the essence and sacredness of life, welcome.
Here we are joined, even across distance, in the presence of water, foundation of life. In the presence of this binding tradition, foundation of renewal. In the presence of fire, foundation of power.
May life and renewal and strength always be with us and within us, as precious and bright as the light of our faith.
We light this chalice flame with respect for the past, in celebration of the present, and with hope for the future.
Every year in this service, we talk of the current that runs through life, the rivers that flow in us and through us, rivers of hope, rivers of faith, rivers of love, rivers of passion for justice and the world we must build together. This year is different. This year is extraordinary and extraordinarily hard. The pandemic, the ever-intensifying social division in our country, the rising tide of determination for change, and the seawall of determination to resist change and subdue it. There are countless challenges and opportunities, mundane or massive, before us every day. Maybe you are young and in school, or young and starting out on your own, or married, or partnered, or parenting, or widowed, or older. Maybe you are financially secure or financially insecure, newly unemployed, or newly employed, working from home, or going to school from home, or going out to work every day, unsure of what the next day will bring. Maybe you are tired of seeing your schoolmates on Zoom, or your coworkers on Zoom, or your friends on Zoom, or your grandchildren on Zoom. Maybe you cannot wait for the blessed, extraordinary day when we can finally see each other unmasked, embrace each other, maybe even hit leave meeting forever. Yeah. Because no one needs Zoom unless they want to. But in the meantime, we are still in this. It is not a sprint, but a marathon, as we knew it would be. And for a marathon, we have realized we need wells, deep wells of love, of care, wells of patience and determination, wells of vision, wells of creativity, wells of faith. We return to these wells day after day, and we are lucky because they run so deep here at First U, so that in a dry time, when we are in need, we can send our buckets down and find the cool, dark water of life that will soothe and refresh us, sweet and clean and cold and good. For all of us at home, I ask you to take a moment and put your hand in the bowl of water that we invited you to have with you, and feel it. Feel it cool, or maybe a little warm. Feel the freshness of it on your fingers. Feel its smoothness and the clean flow around your hand. Lift your hand and feel it run from your palm and through your fingers, the same as it has through countless human fingers and lives since the dawn of human awareness and the human perception of sacredness. Love, care, patience, determination, vision, creativity, faith. Apart as we are right now, our wells are likewise spread wide, and we must use them. We will use them as we move through this time in the wilderness with faith and with each other. Every turn we take, Every trail we track, every path we make, every road leads back to the place we know, where we cannot yet go, where we long to be, where we will yet again be, present to and with each other for everything that matters most.
I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. I got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. I got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. Love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. Pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. Pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. Tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. Tears like the raindrops. Tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. Strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. Strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. Peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. Peace like a river in my soul.
Hi, everyone. It feels so good to be together. I've missed you. Water communion has special meaning for me. You may know I love water. Cool from the tap for drinking, oceans and pools for swimming, lakes, rivers, waves, and tides for gazing and listening. Water calls to me. In fact, I used to teach swimming to young people. I remember that some of them were scared and had to be convinced to try to put their faces into the water. It helped when I made a fish face like this. It convinced them and helped them to relax and laugh. Try it. By the last lesson, they had all learned to float and to move gently with the water. Right now, we're trying and learning to do some things in new ways. Many of us have been staying at home more or nearby and some are fearful of leaving. For me, sticking close has helped me appreciate moments that otherwise would never have happened when I was racing around, like checking on neighbors and their pets, or video chatting with family and friends more often. What I'm saying is that for me, this pandemic time has changed where I put my attention and caused me to realize what's most important. There's a story that I imagine some of you might know about discovering what's important. It's the story of Moana, a young person in a strong Polynesian family that's part of a caring community. Moana feels a constant call to the ocean water that surrounds her village. But her people have lost their faith in the sea, and her parents warn her not to leave home and sail the ocean to act for justice. However, Moana feels very deeply that she has a big purpose in life that could help her whole wide circle of people to trust the ocean once again. The Moana tale is one that highlights connection to our ancestors and to our support in a faith community. That might sound familiar. In the story, Moana's grandmother believes in her and always encourages her journey. I know young people today who are fortunate to have elder family members in their lives who support and teach them courage. Maybe some of you have that in grandparents, aunts, uncles, or friends. In the Moana story, the ocean is an actual character who time and time again throws her back onto the boat when rocky waves happen. What keeps you afloat? When she's very young, the ocean gives Moana a gift, a much-needed stone heart for Te Fiti, the island life or Earth Mother, and she drops it. But Moana is forever guided by her grandmother, Tala, who fetches and keeps the heart safe until she knows Moana is ready for her journey as a wayfinder, determined to navigate to restore the heart of her land. Throughout her travels, Moana questions herself, telling the ocean it has picked the wrong person to help her community find renewed life. But in the end, she finds the strength to listen to her own inner voice that pushes her to keep navigating. On the journey, she meets different types of people and creatures. Moana, daughter of the village chief, reminds us that the earth is shared by many different cultures. When we meet and really get to know people, we understand differences, feel connected, and learn to care about the world and justice for all. Here's the heart. She found it. Like Moana, I hope we will all keep swimming through waters that teach us how to be a more beloved community, insisting that Black Lives Matter, that all votes count, and that health for all means health for all. I realize sometimes we get blocked from doing what we feel we have to do, and sometimes we lose hope. In these extraordinary times, I've been watching and observing children, youth, and adults adapting and coping. And I'm learning to be more flexible and patient, able to risk trying and ride the waves with the water, changing direction along the way. Moana becomes the leader, the daughter, and the wayfinder that she was always meant to be. A young woman with family support and love of community who listens to her own voice and follows her deep longing. I want us to consider not waiting for the water we used to be swimming in to come back, but to support one another, to risk swimming out to the other side, blending ourselves like in our water communion, to discover what is already there, hearts of love beyond belief and more. We connect to guide each other and make sense of our lives, to remember what's important and to help change the world. And like Moana, to learn and grow in our quest for meaning. We are on the edge of opportunity. How far will we go? One day we'll know.
Hi, First U family. My name is Christy Martell. I am the interim youth music director at First Unitarian Church in Providence, Rhode Island. And I'm going to be singing How Far I'll Go from the movie Moana, written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And I really hope you'll sing along, because it's so beautiful. I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know, where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. I know everybody on this island seems so happy on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a roar on this island, so maybe I can roll with mine. I can lead with pride, I can make us strong, I'll be satisfied if I play along. The voice inside sings a different song. What is wrong with me? See the line in the sky meets the sea, it's blinding, and no one knows how deep it goes. And it seems like it's coming up to me, so come find me, and let me know what's beyond that line. When I cross that line, if I find my flag is the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go.
Good morning, friends. As we deepen into the hour, I want to remind you that we share our joys and sorrows in beloved community every Sunday, and that you can participate by sending an email to pastoralcare@firstunitarianprov.org anytime before Saturday at noon. We're going to begin today with a remembrance for September 11th, 2001, an event that changed so much, but like today, in the face of pandemic, we know we will endure. We also have a candle for healing and for compassion for Tony and Irene Allen. You know, Tony has been caring for Irene as she wrestles with the terrible struggles of Alzheimer's. And likewise for Mary DeAngelis, who's being cared for by my friend, and her son David, who has suffered a heart attack this morning. We also have some joy. Happy birthday today to Betty Finn, and happy birthday this coming week to Max Pounder. And another joy, happy 20th wedding anniversary to John and Roger Peltier Hickey. Who knew? And lastly, with joy and gratitude to our new tech team and all the magic they're doing over the internet, and also to Michael Capelli for his tireless work in bringing this service to life. Friends, let us rest in the gladness that we have each other to share our joys and our sorrows. Indeed, it makes all the difference. Now I invite us to join together in the spirit of prayer and meditation, and to remind you that after I finish speaking, we will share in silence for a moment. And like always, if you have lost someone this year, please do rise and stand in the silence with us to honor that person. Today's words are adapted from Mary Gordon. And as we bring our thoughts together, as we bring our thoughts to communion with water and with one another, on communing with what is life-giving and life-sustaining, let us lift up those unseen and unsung heroes and sheroes, all those among us. We are grateful for those who paint the underside of boats, for makers of ornamental drains on roofs too high to be seen, for scholars, doctors, nurses whose research leads to no obvious discovery, for dentists who polish each gold surface of the fillings on those upper molars, for sewer engineers and those who repair water mains, for electricians, for artists who suppress what does injustice to their vision, for surgeons whose sutures are a thing of beauty, for all those whose work is invisible, who labor for your entertainment or their own, who sleep in peace or do not sleep in peace, knowing that their efforts are unseen and unknown, for all those who work for the betterment of your life and mine, who toil heedless of reward, we pray. Spirit of life, protect them and us from downheartedness and from disease. Grant us perseverance for the sake of our own common communion, that we may step into the strong current of life, refreshed anew. Amen. Amen.
Many years ago, I was in the Negev desert in the Middle East. Serious desert, biblical desert. in summer. Beautiful, austere, scorching. In fact, the word Negev means parched. That's right. In a part of the world where there are so many deserts and it is hot and dry most of the time, this place stands out enough to be named parched. It is so hot and so dry that you feel a slight prickling or tickling all along your skin all the time, like a single strand of hair is being drawn along it. And that is the sensation of water endlessly evaporating from your body. It is so hot and so dry that the ancient Essene people built elaborate conduits down from the hills to their desert settlement by the Dead Sea. And at every entrance they built sacred pools so they could ritually cleanse themselves at every returning to their home. Imagine what that feels like. Or maybe we don't have to imagine circumstances where every day drains you dry, literally. And then you come home and you are immersed head to toe in cool, clean, clear water. No wonder this evolved into the ritual of baptism. What greater union of body and spirit in an experience of utter renewal, rebirth, could be possible? We might think all that has no possible relevance for us here and now, but we are living in extraordinary times, living through plagues, natural disasters, societal turmoil, shocking betrayal, and crisis in the highest ranks of leadership. This is so extreme. Let's just admit it. I know we UUs don't generally go in this direction, but there comes a point when we have to concede this is actually biblical. Some Exodus, some Deuteronomy,
Amen.
some Book of Esther, some Psalms. I could keep going, but this is only a homily, so I will stop and summarize. This is biblical level stuff right here in our modern Western nation. And we find ourselves in a wilderness, a desert, or as my colleague, the Reverend Jackie Lewis, always calls it, a very hot mess. We are moving through this wilderness desert unprepared, uncertain, with the hope of a better future that depends on our finding our way through this, a better future that requires us now. And there are no clear answers about when or how we will cease our wandering and find our way with purpose and direction. Now, here's my first point. That is not new. Sometimes we've been more comfortable or less afraid or less anguished. We may not have felt always uncertainties and urgencies as fiercely as we feel them now. But the truth is that life has never come with guarantees, and it clearly is not changing those terms currently. Living is and always has been an act of faith. The choices we make in our living are expressions of our faith, which is not just what we believe, but what we commit to. Faith is not always a feeling. Sometimes, especially when we are wandering in the desert, it is an act of will, a commitment, the kind of commitment that can change everything in time. Deserts can look different across the world, but whatever their nature, whether they are sandy or rocky or hard-baked earth, holding scrub or cactus or nothing at all, whatever you find there, we all know it will not be water, which makes deep wells and rare oases the most precious treasures. Back when a certain people were wandering in a wilderness desert for 40 years, seeking their promised land, and they finally came right up to the edge of that land, do you know what they found?
Water.
A river. A river that was the boundary between all they could not seem to overcome and all that they yearned for. The River Jordan, the same long, twisting river that many centuries later would be the famous setting for the baptismal rebirth of Jesus by John the Baptist. Always, the Jordan River has been seen as a sacred current, flowing with life and promise and transcendence. The thing is, even filled with all that promise and possibility, fording that river was not a no-brainer. These were people who had been wandering in the desert for 40 years, and before that, Egypt, and before that, Mesopotamia. They knew wells, and they knew oases. They knew all the ways to conserve their water, to parse it out, and to move their families and their livestock and supplies across sand or scrub or baked earth. They did not know how to bring a nation of people across a river, just like they hadn't been expecting to cross the Red Sea, of all things, so many years earlier. And this river did not just magically melt completely away like the Red Sea had, but always the way forward is forward. Think, improvise, experiment, risk, learn, grow. They looked at that river and they studied it and they thought about it and they explored it. They searched out the shallowest spots and figured out options and modified their options. They saw their opportunity when the spring flood surge diminished, and they led with their faith literally. The priests carried the Ark of the Covenant across the river to show the way, and following their faith, the people pushed themselves into that river. They carried their children, and they carried their elders, and they coaxed and prodded and pushed their livestock. They floated what they could on woven stick rafts. They searched out the shallowest spots and sent trusted people first to find the way, and they did ford the river. They crossed it. And their trials were not over. Again, life, never any guarantees. But they had done it. They had kept the faith. They walked out of that burning, draining life and felt the cool water rise around them like nothing they had ever known. Each of them alone would never have made it. But together, they held on to each other and immersed themselves in that life-giving current, and they found their way to the other side and new life. I hope that is exactly where we are on so many levels, as a world, as a nation, as a faith, as a church. We are poised at the bank of a powerful river with a difficult landscape around and behind us, an abundant possibility right before us, but it is an abundant possibility that we have never navigated. It is filled with challenge, and stepping forward into it is big. We can feel the power of the current pulling at us, invigorating and intimidating. But we have to know it is time to move from the wells and the oases into the river, to follow what our faith shows us is possible and strike out for the future on the other side. We need more, in fact, than deep wells to sustain us, because deep wells keep us tied to where we have been rather than to where we can go. Deep wells are not even available to everyone. We need the river that flows and adapts, takes different shapes and paths according to the contours and challenges it finds. It moves underground when it has to. It dashes down a mountain. It floods and recedes. It is always moving forward. It can cut through a desert. It defines a new land. We want that promise. Waiting on the other side of this hard-running current, the promise that is for everyone. Promise that we make each other. Promise that is ours to keep. The promise of abundant life and opportunity for all people and for generations to come. So we must step forward into this time, this river of powerful unknowns and possibilities. And as we step forward into the river, we can also learn from the river, be like the river, flowing and adapting, finding our way around or between, over or under, through. The past is not prologue, and this bleak wilderness is not our future. Even scattered as we are now in the midst of this affliction of this pandemic, we are not alone. We are holding each other. We are caring for each other. In countless ways, we are united and committed. We know we are all standing together at the bank of the river, and with everything in us and among us, we are going to step forward, and we will help each other forward, and we will coax and prod and push ourselves and our people forward. We will cross the river. We will learn from the river. We will become like the river. We will be a river church, flowing and adapting and finding our way. We will make a new way for a new day. Amen.
Now, let's join in our shared reading. You'll see it shortly on your screen. As drops of rain that find each other and build to become a track, a rivulet, a stream, a river, or sea. So have we been drawn together. So have we been fortunate to find each other. So have we become bound together in loving relationship and sustaining faith on this shared passage toward an unknown ocean and eternity.
Hi, we're the Onso family. Our water is from just north of here, from our pool club, and it symbolizes some fun times for us.
I also pass this.
Hi, I'm Beth Antoni, and I'm from the East.
Hi everybody, this is Kate and Jonathan. This is our water from the east side. That's it.
Hello everybody, this is Roger Pelletier, and my water is from the south.
Hi, I'm Lynn. My water is from the north, and it symbolizes a good time at the beach in the summer.
We're Dan and
Kimberly Gray.
our water is from the southeast of church.
Hi, I'm Nancy Weiss-Freed, and this is church water because I have spent most of the summer here watering the garden.
Hi, I'm Janet Downing Taylor, and my water comes from the east.
Hi, I'm Phyllis Cole, and my water is from the south. Hi, my name is Cindy Baptiste and my water is from the south.
Hi, we are Charlie and Judy Workman.
And we bring our water from the southeast.
Hello, I'm Ann Connor, and I'm sharing water from the east from Sean and Ann. It's rainwater.
Hi, this is Claire and Anna Rosenbaum, and we have water from the east.
Hi, my name is Allison Green, and my water is from the south.
Hello, my name is Deborah McCoy, and my water is from the south.
Hi everybody, this is Alyssa. My water is from the northeast, and it's not exactly natural water because the place I spent most of my time in water this summer was at the JCC swimming. So, that's the pool.
Hi, I'm Pam, and my water comes from the nourishing rain that we needed so much this summer. I guess that comes from the north.
Hi, we're Elizabeth and Hayden Allsworth, and our water comes from the south.
Hi, I'm Lynn. My water is from the north, and it symbolizes a good time at the beach in the summer.
Hello, this is Lisa Rose. My water is coming from the South County of the church.
Hello, First Few friends. I'm so glad to see you. This is my water from the north of the church.
Who are you?
This is water from the north. It's rainwater from our garden.
Hello, my name is Michael Capelli, and this is my water from the south.
Hi, this is the Shrag family. This is symbolic water from our backyard pool where we stayed home this summer to help fight the pandemic.
Hi, I'm Judy Nowlands, and my water is from the north.
Hi, I'm Jen.
I'm John. I'm Theo, and this is our water from the southeast.
Water from the north, south, east, and west. In you are many journeys joined, many moments memorial, much that has been familiar and strange to us, especially in this time of pandemic and crisis. The journeys you represent, the many people and families that have brought you here for so many years, and again this year. We receive you and commend you to the purpose of blessing our families, rich with all the care and experience and life you represent.
Water from everywhere. You run through the lives and homes of all our people and people everywhere across all time. You are the flood that brings change. You are the crystalline essence of winter. You are life in the desert.
Like water that changes from mist to rain to river to ocean to cloud and mist again, So do our own lives move in cycles. So do we part and unite. So do we change, and so will we return everyone into the fullness of earth's seasons, to this congregation, to this space, and to each other.
Young and old, of many colors and flavors, stories and longings and pain and joy, full of so much that makes us different and so much that makes us the same. We are in this time of challenge and change, of beginnings and endings, seed time and harvest all at once. We share water not only to remind us of places and time and memories, but also always our own fluid natures, changing forms, onward journeys. These days are not easy, but we have each other, the strength of this loving, expansive community that is here for us when we need it, and the strength of this loving, expansive faith that is here for us every time we draw on it.
Come the people to their house, your house, our home. We have established this meeting house.
We have established this meeting house as one of peace, respect, seeking, learning, faith, and honor. Here we exalt and mourn, renew and rest.
Here we exult and mourn, renew and rest, cherish and pray and act. In this space, filled as much with those who were here before us and those we have lost.
In this space, filled as much with those who were here before us and those we have lost, as it is with all of us here now. Hallowed by so many souls and so much effort, such love and aspiration and commitment, so many, many drops, such an ocean.
It is good to be together.
It is good to be together.
It is good to be together.
It is good to be here together.
Together, in committed community, alone, with our own souls and questions. We seek communion with other souls and with the divine. We seek release from our fear, to grow our understanding, to add our energies to the strength of many, so that we may make our world more just and more beautiful. With all we do, we aim to honor and reveal the divine in everyone. Let's join in the words for consecrating this water that we have gathered to its purpose and meaning among us. You will see the words before you now. We bless this water with our love for this planet and all the blessings it showers upon us, not only water, but beauty, air, food, life. We consecrate this water to the purpose of blessing our families and dedicating our children here in this faith community. We honor this water's mingling as we give thanks for our own mingling in this congregation and in our world. May we bless each other and the world as we are blessed by the gifts of life and love. So did you notice we have our offering back in our worship service? If you hadn't had a chance to click the link, you can just click the link that's on the screen right now and it takes you directly to a page where you can make your gift. We haven't been able to do this online in this way since we stopped meeting in person back in March. So we're very excited that we figured this out. I hope that you take advantage of it. If you haven't yet, you still can. It's a very simple link. It's easy to use. We've tried to make it as low stress as possible for everybody. And we hope, of course, that you will give and practice generosity as strongly as you can. If you haven't had a chance to do your regular weekly offering since we stopped meeting in person in March, feel free to make an extra large gift this week that helps us make up for lost ground. If what you can do is $2 or $5, that's wonderful. Please just give as generously as you can and know that we are so grateful for all that you do, all that you give, and all that you are. And now, we also have invitations. I have 3 very exciting invitations for you today. First of all, we want to extend an extra welcome to those newly joining us virtually here at First U Providence. If you would like to learn more about our congregation, please contact Jennifer Nardone, our membership coordinator. You can email her at mem, M-E-M, at firstunitarianprov, all one word, .org, and she will be happy to set up a time to speak with you. Or you can just find her contact information on our church website. Look up the First Unitarian Church in Providence, click on the About tab, and then scroll down to the Ministers and Staff information page, and you'll find Jen and her link there. Second, there is, oh my gosh, so much going on right now at First U. We are committed to meeting the challenges of these times with all the strength and faith that we have, and it turns out that is a lot. So please pay attention to a lot of information that's coming your way very, very soon about all the ways that you can gain and give within and beyond our church. First U for You is the name of our new range of initiatives for this time. New First U reusable cloth masks, an intensified food pantry distribution schedule in partnership with our friends at Bethel AME Church, church at home kits getting sent out to all our households, new support groups rolling out to help us hold the myriad challenges we are facing, from maybe stresses in our marriages or parenting to financial and unemployment insecurity and more. Sign-ups will be happening very soon. There are new faith exploration groups for young people and adults, another layer being added to our First U Buddy program, opportunities to support a safe and secure election in November with our UU the Vote participation, book and conversation groups on anti-racism work, an amazing all-year Black Lives Matter speaker series that's being hosted by our Women's Alliance, and so much more, along with our usual small group ministries, pastoral care, spiritual enrichment, and justice opportunities. These times require a lot, and First U is answering. So keep an eye out on that information rollout in the next few days, and be ready for an incredibly faithful church year. And our last invitation is, of course, come join us in just a few minutes for our first Zoom coffee hour of the new church year, hosted by Jen Nardone, our membership coordinator. Come meet new folks, reconnect with others, share your own takes on the themes today in worship, or just how you are these days. We start all together so that we can see each other, and then we break up into smaller groups to allow everyone a chance to speak in a more targeted environment. All of us who are leading worship today will join the Zoom conversation as soon as we can, and we look forward to seeing you there shortly. Ocean, river, stream, steam, geyser, creek, rivulet, groundwater, rain, snow, sleet. Endless forms, endless movement, living water that moves also through us and all creatures, enlivening and sustaining. Holy water, you show us so much is possible within us, among us, beyond us. Help us be a source of life and sustenance. May your clarity and current infuse our own spirits, especially when we are weary or worn. Living water, teach us. Show us how to be and become.
Carry the flame of peace
and
love and hope until we meet again.
Ready?
Yeah, I would be. Yeah. Ready?
Ready?
May